And thereby, hello, great people. Good evening. I said I have to come live and talk a little bit about the election. And it has come, and I think it has already been concluded. But you saw what happened. This is the worst election ever in the history of Nigerian elections. Even prior to the election, I felt it would go this way, but I decided to, okay, let's allow it to happen. You've seen it. First of all, based on the title you saw, it's who is writing it don't clear for an eye. Whether you vote or not, whether you sit at home or not, even sitting at home will further validate the nonsense because that is what they want, so that they'll be able to say you didn't vote. Whether you sit at home or not, somebody will win the election and the person will lord over you. The person will preside still over that territory called Biafra. So if you don't vote, if you boycotted the election, it is for you. You tried. If you voted, you tried too. But the thing is that who is writing Simon has been vindicated? That is funny. Of course, a lot of people know the election will go this way. You allow it to happen. You allow it to happen. That is what I told you, Ipobians. I said, allow it to happen. Not Ipobia, autopilot people, I mean. I told you, allow it to happen. Afterwards, hey, you can now come and say, oh, we told you. But then, if you didn't vote, they would have had more opportunity to say, after all, you people sat at home. But as it is now, they can go to court and contest it, whatever. Whether you vote or not, as far as you're yet to have Biafra, the territory, this territory is still being controlled by that same people. If you don't vote, it will still be in the records that a lot of people voted. And we know the election was rigged. Peter Obi won the election. We know. Based on results, I had to get to several polling units and to see what happened. At the end of the day, somebody wrote Fulani Scott. At the end of the day, whatever happens, even if it's Fulani Scott, at the end of the day, whatever happens, we have it. As far as Biafra is yet to come, whoever is the president presides over you. So we don't know. It's so sad. It went this way. So sad. Really very sad. It is APC, INEC versus Obi and Nigerians who trooped out to vote. It would have been a landslide for Obi. But we understand. You saw the irregularities. During the election, I spoke with officials from ECOWAS. ECOWAS has the real results, but they are not permitted to interfere. They went to every polling unit in Nigeria, according to what the official told me. They went to every polling unit. They were there to confirm the final result before they left. So ECOWAS know the true winner. Whatever these guys are doing, ECOWAS know the true winner of that election. Yes, but they will not be allowed to interfere. Obi was rigged. I'm sorry to say this. If INEC is saying I am wrong, let them allow everybody to confirm their polling units. We saw what happened in Lagos. Several cases of irregularities. Several cases. They snatched ballot box. We saw in Lagos, certain people were like threatening, saying Igbos cannot vote. And the policemen were there. There are videos, they can't deny it. And it pained me so much. Do you know what a Lagos police official is saying? He said they will confirm if it's a new video or not. So sad. So sad. They will confirm. So the policemen were there and certain things were happening. It's so sad. All sort of things happened. When I look at this, I used to tell us here, even though I am not against people voting or not, I'm not against it. Yes, if you voted, it's okay. If you didn't vote, it's okay. Who is bringing buckets? Is it for crying blood? Somebody say we bring buckets. Well, whatever. Whatever is the case. Whatever the case might be, the thing is, whoever is president is our president. For now, yes. Whoever is the president of Nigeria. That is the obvious. Yeah. And if Biafra is yet to come, if that territory called Biafra has not splitted from Nigeria, that means the person that is the president lords over us. That is what you must know. And for not participating, somehow we validated that because they can say there is voter apathy in the East. That's what they will say. That we didn't, if you want to claim that we voted now, they will tell you, you already said you wouldn't participate in that election. So many things that went with this election. We saw Senator Joseph Kalo showing how he voted against his brother. Though this election is not about voting brother anyway, but he showed it. It even crossed, his vote is an invalid vote. Hey, I have some people saying that the sit at home was observed. From what I noticed, there was no sit at home. Yes, there was no sit at home. Yes, there was nothing like sit at home. There were less vehicular movement. In every election, vehicular movement is restricted. Yes, it is restricted. So there is nothing like this sit at home did not work. Or maybe those who wanted us to sit at home, maybe they soft pedal at the last minute. So there was nothing like sit at home. I'm so happy that you allowed the election to take place. Yes, it's okay. Now you can have something to say. You tell the people, I asked you not to vote. So, right in this video, I am not against those who voted or not. I am not against them. They did well. If you voted, you did well. If you didn't vote, you did well. And somebody said, as long as one Nigeria continues to exist, Ndibo, somehow. But let me tell you something. By not voting, somehow, you're giving them an edge. By not voting, you give them an edge. Because, like I said earlier, they still rules over you. Whoever is president of Nigeria dictates for your region, including the Southeast. If you voted, though it is rigged, but to an extent, you tried to prevent the wrong people from getting to power if you voted. So I'm not, those who voted did well. Sincerely, they did well. Votes, you know why you boycotted, and it's not wrong. So I hail both those who voted and those who did not vote. I don't condemn anybody for voting, and don't condemn anybody for abstaining from voting. You got me? It has happened. Once again, we've seen it. I was never comfortable with INEC. Yes, the leadership from A to Z, I was never comfortable with them. And tomorrow, nobody can sell the beavers nonsense to me. You come to tell me beavers what? In Nigeria. I remember those days that Nigerians used coin to make call. The phone booth days. If they put the coin, they hold it. After the call, they take the coin. Normally, you're supposed to push the coin in. Some people are laughing those who voted. Well, whatever applies to those who voted applies to you, unless you're not in Nigeria. That is it. But meanwhile, apart from the presidential election, certain seats were elected. You notice that? Certain seats were elected, even though they are still the same people switching party from party to party. You know, party, I don't know what to call it, political prostitution. But people voted. So, well, I don't even know what to say. But I was never against the election. Yes, I wanted it to happen for record's sake. So don't rail against those who voted. They did well. And you that boycotted, you also did well. For those who boycotted, they said, election, it will never work. But I like things to be done willingly. This sit-at-home thing, yes, it is part of what we call civil disobedience. Yes, but there's a way you will do it, it will affect us. You see, during the Ofen Salah days of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, sitting at home to remember Biafra Heroes Day, a lot of us were doing it. Oh, you see people playing ball in the streets of Southeast, and they are not afraid of vehicles coming because people are willingly sitting at home. Even the sit at home for Biafra Heroes Days, it's done in other parts of Nigeria, where Igbos are in numbers, where they have many people, where they reside. But any sit at home that is like by force, no, it is not necessary. That is it. When people willfully do sit at home, it's nice. Yeah. No, nobody is going to blame IPOB or DOS. And I want to advise, please, in case of next time, and even now that the election has taken place, people should stop, don't interfere. As IPOB, you don't have to interfere in this election. If you said, I am boycotting, just boycott and you're not interested in whatever happens. But if you speak as a body, IPOB, and you are talking about the election, you are against the results, and you are speaking not as a single person, but you are speaking as IPOB, it doesn't make sense, because you're like, oh, you want a fair share in something you said you are not interested in. So that is it. IPOB's leadership should mind how they speak. You can only speak individually. Well, they have cheated. But as a body, you shouldn't make official statements that will affect, that is it. So it has come and gone, and the result is there, whatever. I'm not even watching the collation and the announcement, because I know I can already predict what it will be. I saw some results sheets that were written days ahead of this election. I have all this in my records in case they say, come and provide it. We saw result sheets. We saw ballot papers, people thumb printing ballot papers. So we know what happened. And for those who said they are not voting because they are validating this, willfully, they did well. I am not talking about those who were forced not to vote. Those who said, I am boycotting, it's nice. Those who said, I want to participate because I thought beavers would work. Hey, beavers, so anything in Nigeria. So now beef Guinea. Beavers. Hello, Melo. Beavers. You've seen how they circumvented the beavers. Because, when they mentioned beavers to us, we thought, oh, beavers, express. Beavers will just, there will be no charm and would win the election. Who said go and get your PVC? I have my PVC. PVCs are not only used for elections. PVCs are not only used for election. You can present it as your ID card in banks for certain things, to process certain things in the country. So I have my PVC. I renewed. In case you don't know, I renewed my PVC. Yes, I have my PVC. You understand? If you're saying go and get your PVC, if you're not voting, you have other things to use it for. As far as you are still under that territory called Nigeria. You understand? If you're not interested in Nigeria again, you can tear your passports. Maybe you are in the diaspora. You can tear your passport and choose not to come in again. I saw some people tearing their passport online because they're not interested again. And I don't have problem with that. So sometimes get your PVC. Get your PVC. You don't only use PVCs to vote. Use it for bank purposes and other things. So you've seen how the election went. People who are so much involved. It has happened. Meanwhile, there are other offices aside the presidential. We could already predict the outcome, but we were waiting for it to happen as predicted. Meanwhile, it's not over. They are still collecting, they are still counting, but I'm not part of that. I don't listen to that. Nigeria. Hey, Nigeria. Oh my God. Let me look at some comments and react to them, and we'll round up. Let me see some comments. Somebody say, my worry is that IGBO will face another 8 years of hell on earth. Many of our boys are going to run away from our land again. May God help us. There is something I said earlier. That is why I said who wants to participate should be allowed to participate. Can you imagine people like Hope Uzodinma coming back? Because even if you're interested in Biafra, you're yet to get Biafra. But some people voted because they thought the system is right and they want people like Hope Uzodinma to get out of that place. Even though we know he didn't get there the right way. The Supreme Court, did what they did and, disgraced themselves. Brought disgrace to their setup. But these people voted because they want people like Hope Uzodinma not to get there. And you know what? Let me tell you something. With Tinubu there, people like Hope Uzodinma will come back. Because this election has taught them how to deal with that beaver sting. Even the INEC that is introducing beavers, do they believe in it? After the several results from polling units, we had that it's expected of INEC to upload the results. But we had somebody said these code to do that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? The setting code. And that was why some people said it was doctored. And of course, you know, so a lot of people trusted in INEC because they want to vote out, even not just the presidential level. There are people who, at the state level, they want to use the power in their hands, that's in the voting process, to remove certain evil leaders. Because we are still in Nigeria. Biafra will come, I agree. But we are still in Nigeria. Apart from the highest seat of the country. There are positions. Can you imagine? I pity Imo State. I pity Imo State, for example. Imagine the comeback of Hope Uzodimma. Look at what is happening to Goshinyere, for example. 3 times he has been attacked. And the police are not investigating it. It was as if nothing happened. So some people voted because, though Imo State election, I don't think Imo State conducted any election or will conduct. No, I don't think so. Due to the changes and everything, I think Imo State election will take the next 2 years or 3 years. That's a gubernatorial election. So a lot of people voted or are going to vote because there is still election next Saturday. A lot of people are going to vote because they don't want certain people in office. Because you have to make do with what you have for now. Biafra is coming. Biafra is my hope too. But with the little power I have, I need to make certain changes. I need to make certain changes. I need to vote certain people. Though in some cases, votes doesn't come, but there are, at least to an extent, the manipulation is still there. The vote buying is still there. The rigging is still there. But it's more at the federal level. So, can you imagine people like Hope Uzodimma, maybe in the next 2 years, coming back? In several states, in Abia State, we want total change of leadership. And I think by God's grace, certain LP candidates, though these people are still almost the same people switching parties, but we want changes. Abia needs good new governor. While we wait for Biafra, Abia needs good somebody to be in charge of Abia State. Yes. Abia need a good person that will start building roads. Even while we wait for Biafra, Southeast need to be fine. I'm still going to talk about Igbos in Lagos and Igbos under Tinubu's rule. May God help us. Of course, Brother Obi will go to court and we pray he will win. That is my prayer. That is my prayer. Obi will go to court. So we want states like Abia and Imo. We don't say Anambra, Ebonyi, and Enugu are the best, but for now, they look better in the area of leadership. They have enjoyed maybe 20% good leadership because all of these things are even still substandard when you compare it with what happens outside Nigeria. We have not gotten good leaders, but at least. But the case of Abia and Imo, oh my God, so bad. So there are certain people that must not return to office. That is why a lot of people voted. Because last election was for the presidency, then House of Senate and I think House of Reps. Yeah, that was what the last election. That's this Saturday election, yesterday's election. That was what it was all about. Now, Igbos in Lagos. I was watching a video by one particular man I love to watch, Igbo man, and he was talking about Nigeria is yet to dredge the waters. For example, Calabar Port is not deep sea port. Calabar Port does not receive every vessel, just like River State Port. They are not functioning at full capacity. And we have queues around Westminster, Papa. Why? Because of congestion. Because Lagos cannot manage the everything coming to in the area of imports. Rather than federal government dredging Calabar and Port Harcourt, making them full capacity, they went to build dry seaport in Ibadan. Recently, Lagos finished another seaport, I think Lekki, Ekpe, all those areas. And 75% of clearing agents are Igbos. 60 to 70% of containers imported are mainly from Igbos. And to move container from one position to another, you pay like 200,000 within Lagos. So we mainly import, yes. Most of the importers, Igbos. The federal government collects money from us in the area of using custom. Lagos State collects their own. Igbos, imagine if we have a seaport. And now imagine Tinubu in power. And some people told us, boycott, 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 boycott. And we're here to have Biafra. Tinubu in power. May God help Igbos. Of course, if he do certain things as a president, Igbos will not take it. But in Lagos, where you have your major stake, even while he's no president, maybe I should have done this preaching before election. Meanwhile, they will still rig the way they did. So Tinubu, let's look at it. Tinubu as a president and Igbos in Lagos. Hey, may God help us. I wanted this video to be short. I don't know why. Okay, I'm dragging it further. We'll still do more of this. And let me see if I can see some comments and perhaps react to them. Let's see. Somebody said, relax, Obi will go to court. Of course, we already know that he will go to court. But I don't know how much that will help. Yes, Uche Uzigwe Nwale. A lot of people thought INEC is now responsible with the beavers thing. But, man, they have gotten a way of circumventing the beavers. Johnson Michael, Obi 34, Obi 56, Obi 4. I don't understand you. Uche Zigwe said, my worry is that Igbos will face another 8 years of hell on earth. Many of our, well, depend on what you mean by hell on earth. Okay, Welsh Wi-Fi channel. Long time. Where you did? You said you are so you are happy with the situation of who? Nobody is happy with Nigeria's situation, not just Igbos. Most of what Igbos are facing, other people are facing it. So it's not just we. A lot of people are displeased with the setting in Nigeria, and most of them voted because they believe there will be a change, but they are disappointed. Let me tell you, don't be surprised that most of those who voted Peter Obi were non-Igbos, and they are disappointed that Igbos are, due to this sit-at-home thing, that Igbos could be the one that tried to hamper him. Though we saw the rigging, and for me, I believe Peter Obi won. Within me, yes. But the usual thing, they rigged. And there's a question somebody asked me. You people have voted. You see, you are crying. I want to ask you. I heard Ambazonia has abstained from voting for long. Yes, they have not been voting. But that has not given them independence. So stop disturbing those who are voting. Ambazonia, that is, somehow you will say they have done much concerning their independence. They have put enough energy and strength. And they say they have been boycotting the election for years. But that has not brought them any closer. So allow those who want to vote to vote. And if you're not willing to vote, you didn't do bad thing. You know why you are not willing. Please allow people who want to vote to vote. Somebody said Biafra is the last hope. Yes, I think Biafra will be the best thing for us. We all, even before this election, we all had that in mind. I see it as a long-term goal, something we keep working towards till it comes. I'm not against Biafra. I'm not against it. But I normally say, let's make do with what we have. I'll be rounding up on this video. I'm just trying to see a few comments and I'm just trying to see a few comments. And we'll be done. Somebody said Obi enjoyed the momentum gathered by MNK. I don't understand. Please explain to us. She done too. She said, I see you are a one Nigerian man. Okay, you are a two Nigerian man. Choose to believe whatever you want. Is that what we are here for? You are a one Nigerian man, or you are? Is that why you are here? We are discussing the election. This channel is Igbo Area TV. And anything that would work for Igbo, anything that is good for Igbo, that is what we discuss. Whether we are in Biafra, we are not yet in Biafra. So while Igbos are still in Nigeria, we still work on how it will be good for them. We are in the promised land, but we have not gotten to the promised land. We still receive allocation from Nigeria. So while it lasts, we got to do certain things. We got to participate in certain things. I believe in civil disobedience and boycott when necessary. So while we are here to leave Nigeria, there are certain things we must participate. You get employments and other things. You continue to. So the person that is calling me one Nigeria, what are you? Have we exited Nigeria yet? That people talk about Nigeria, Igbo is still part of Nigeria, but we pray that we'll be free. We pray that we'll be free, that freedom will come, but we are still in Nigeria. Our number plates on our cars are still Nigerian number plates. When we're out of Nigeria, yes, we talk about that. We fully discuss it that we're out of Nigeria. Right now, we are still in Nigeria. So stop calling me one Nigeria. I discuss Nigeria because we are still in Nigeria. Even while we leave Nigeria, we must still discuss Nigeria as a topic. Will you, because of Biafra, stop importing and clearing your goods in Lagos? Have you started eating Biafra notes in Nigeria? You're still using Biafra currency if you are in Nigeria. So we are discussing a way out, and people are saying you are one Nigerian. People who doesn't have the proper education on how things goes. You are one Nigeria. You are one Nigeria. Anyway, viewers, thank you for this, your time. We'll be back. We've not been doing live, but occasionally we'll do live. Thanks for being with us. I'll be rounding up. I thought it would be a video of 10 minutes, but it's gone. It's almost 35 minutes here. Thanks for your